Good evening, class. It's Mrs. Albright, and tonight we are working on Module 5, Lesson number 25, and our objective is to decompose mixed numbers to represent them as improper fractions. So what we did in class today was taking improper fractions and turning them into mixed numbers. Now we're basically doing that whole exercise in reverse. So please get your scratch paper or a whiteboard so that you can take notes and solve the problems on the quiz. Our first problem is 2 and 1/6. Now, we have learned how to decompose whole numbers before, and the first thing I want to do is look at the units that I'm dealing with, and in this case, it is 6. So I know that it takes 6 to make one whole. So in order to get 2 wholes, I'm going to need 2 equal groups of 6. So I can rewrite this as 2 equal groups of 6 plus the 1/6 that I have in addition to my whole number. Now, when I multiply 2 equal groups of 6, my units are going to stay the same. Those are still 6. So really all I need to multiply is the whole number 2 by the numerator, which is 6. And that would give me the fraction 12/6. Now I will add that to the 1/6 that I also had as a part of my mixed number. And I get my final answer of 13/6. So now I have taken my mixed number, 2 and 1/6, and have turned it into the improper fraction of 13/6. Now let's use a number line to really see how that worked. So I'm starting with 0. Here's my 1 whole, 2 whole, and because my units are 6, now I'm going to break this number line up even further into 6. And I can even put my 3 wholes over here so that I can break up this part of the number line as well. So you can see when I have 1 whole, 2 whole, and 1/6, if I break this down by fractions, it's 6 plus 6 plus 1/6, and together that all equals 13/6. Our next example is 4 and 1/4. So again, I can decompose this, and since my unit for this problem is fourths, I'm going to say I have 4 equal groups of 4/4, and then I've got this 1/4 that's extra. So the part in the parentheses represents my whole number, 4, and then I have the additional fraction here on the side. When I'm multiplying, I look at my whole number, which is 4. My answer is still going to be fourths because that's the unit I'm working with. So 4 times 4 is 16. So this becomes 16/4. I'm going to add that to the 1 additional fourth, and I end up with 17/4. Now I can also test this on my number line. I know that my fraction is larger than 4. So I'm going to put 0, 1 whole, 2, 3. I'm going to make my number line all the way up to 5. And since I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wholes, now I want to break each of these wholes up into my fourths. And my fraction that I'm starting with ends right there, my 4 and 1/4. So this is 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 4/4. And you can see that's where I get this multiplication statement of the 4 equal groups of 4/4. And then I have the additional 1/4. So when I add those all up together, it becomes 17/4. Now I want you to try it. We have the mixed number 3 and 4/5. You can use any method. You can use a number line. You can use multiplication statements. You can decompose the whole number. But please give me this answer in an improper fraction. 3 3/4 equals what as an improper fraction? Next problem, 5 3/4 equals what as an improper fraction? And finally, we have 3 1/3. And what does that equal as an improper fraction? Please bring any questions you have to class. We will continue working on this tomorrow. Thank you and have a great night.